All right, so now this is where the magic really starts to happen. We take that natural minor scale and we start to create seventh chords from that scale. All right, so let me go slowly for you. First of all, there is my C natural minor scale that I created in the first chapter or the previous chapter. What I'm going to do is I am going to create seventh chords on each note of this scale. Now, what might help is for you to realize which notes are not in the scale. D flat, E natural, F sharp, okay, A natural, and B natural are not in the scale. This means that you are not going to have any of these notes in the chords. If you have any of those notes in any of the chords, then it is called non-diatonic. Diatonic means that you're only using notes from that scale. Non-diatonic means that you're using notes from outside of the scale. Notice that it's only the 12 notes that we're talking about because it just keeps repeating in both directions, right? So we only have to focus on these 12 notes right here, okay? Diatonic actually means between the tonics, right? Okay, so anyway, if I create chords on each of these notes, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the first note of the scale, skip a note, play the next note, skip, skip, right? So it's always this based in thirds, right? You're always skipping, skipping, skipping. All right, there's the first chord. There's the next chord. There's the next chord. Next chord. Next chord. Next chord. Next chord, and last chord. I would suggest that before you go on, pause the video and try doing that. Just use 2 fingers in the right hand, 2 fingers in the left hand, 2 fingers in the right hand. Start to see that pattern of the keys. You know, look for that pattern. See that the 2 black notes are right there, the 1 black note right there, right? Look for the pattern of the white notes and the black notes. It'll help you out. Okay? Now, once you can do that, put them together and play them as a chord. And in the left hand, what you can do is just play octaves in the roots. Now, let's talk about what this first chord is. And I'll go slow, I'll hold the chord down so you can see it and you can get it off the virtual keyboard. This first chord is called what? C minor 7. So it is the 1 minor 7 chord. 1 minor 7. The next chord, this would be considered D minor 7 flat 5. Now some people call this half diminished. It's up to you if you want to call it half diminished. I personally don't like the term half diminished. I like minor 7 flat 5 better. Your choice, okay? So that's D minor 7 with the flatted 5th, D minor 7 flat 5. So it's 2 minor 7 flat 5. And you notice that I use the lowercase Roman numerals, right? The lowercase Roman numerals signify minor, so even putting in the lowercase Roman numeral and then the minus sign, it's kind of overkill, but I just wanted to make sure because some students are more classically trained and more used to seeing the lowercase Roman numerals. I'll tell you, if you went to a school like Berkeley or whatnot, all of the Roman numerals would be uppercase, and then you know the quality of the chord, major or minor, if you see that minus sign. Okay? Here we have flat 3, and what's the chord? Major 7. Here we have 4, and what's the chord? 4 minor 7. I'm moving my fingers, but a lot of times I will use my 4th finger because my hands are big, right? Sometimes a little bit easier for me to use that 4th finger on that black note, but you might want to use your pinky. Next chord, G minor 7. Next chord, oh, I'm sorry, that's 5 minor 7. Next chord, A flat, major 7, right? And that's flat 6, major 7. So we have flat 3 major 7 and flat 6 major 7. What do you also see? Oh, 1 and 4 from the relative major, right? Okay. And then finally, we have flat 7, and what is this? Dominant 7th. Okay, so we call that flat 7, 7. And then obviously back to 1 minor 7. So the progression once again is 1 minor 7, 2 minor 7 flat 5, flat 3 major 7, 4 minor 7, 5 minor 7, flat 6 major 7, flat 7 7, 1 minor 7. Now just as a just so you can see in another way, if we did our diatonic 7th chords in the key of E flat major, 1 major 7, 2 minor 7, 3 minor 7, 4 major 7, 5 7, 6 minor 7, 7 minor 7 flat 5, 1 major 7. Do you see the correlation? It is exactly the same chords. We're just thinking of the tonic differently. So in minor, there's our 1 minor 7, okay? 4 minor 7, 5 minor 7, okay? Flat 3 major 7. But in major, in E flat major, in the relative major, this would not be 1 minor 7. That would be 6 minor 7, 2 minor 7, 3 minor 7 to 1. I understand it might get confusing, but the more you sit with it and the more you work with it, the more you're going to understand it, okay? All right, so that is the diatonic 7th chords using the natural minor scale. We're not done yet, though. We have two more scales we're going to talk about, but another set of diatonic 7th chords that we're going to do in the next chapter. So I'll see you in a minute.